Hey, I'm Ayla.
And I'm Andy.
And welcome to
Sinister Dynasty.
Right, we are keeping these short and sweet, and we're just going to dive right in. So, this is a local case for us. And it's not great.
Well, they're all not very good, to be fair.
Oh, gosh.
We are doing a true crime.
I need to shower. So, today, right now, we're going to talk about Maja Sollis, also known as Maja.
Maja.
M-A-J-A.
Why was she called that?
I don't know.
Okay. Maja. It was a
Maja,
cute name, though.
Maja, also known as Maja and Marie. So she lived a quiet life. She was a fit local woman who regularly collected driftwood and sifted shingle from the sand at the beach.
Okay, dumb question. What's shingle? I've always thought of just like shingles.
Rocks.
Oh, okay.
Little rocks.
Yeah, okay.
So she was living in Hokitika before she moved to Punakaiki.
Sorry, I'm going to interrupt. I learned the other day that Hoki is actually pronounced Hokitika. Hokitika. Yeah, I learned that from my mum. Yeah. So there you go. That was my fact. So that was my fact.
Right.
There you go. Carry on. Yeah.
Okay, now I've got to start saying it like that.
Yeah,
now, don't I?
Yeah, it's taken me a while to think about it. Yeah. Hokitika. Yeah,
okay,
I got
great.
it. Yeah.
So she had been living in Punakaiki for about a year. Before that, she was living in a pensioner flat in Hokitika.
Yeah, good stuff.
So she was...
Wait, so she was living in a pensioner flat, so was she a little... Oh, you just said 70.
Yeah, so she was 73 at the time she was murdered.
You never... Well, we should expect it by now that something bleak happens, but it always starts good and then...
I don't know, George Wilder was alright.
Sorry, I love that case. I need to do another funny-ish one. Because, yeah, the Mary story, or Mary Donnelly, and I'm sure this story will be...
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I got the coroner's report for this.
Oh, no, I don't want to know.
And it was... I would never, ever recommend getting the coroner's report. I knew what was going to be in it.
Yeah.
And it's just so awful.
Fuck me.
But, again, these people, you know, Maja deserves to have her story told and highlighted who she was and what sort of person we have lost in society. So, let's get this over with. On Tuesday, the 15th of January 2002, her neighbour lent her the six-wheeler to go down the beach and collect firewood and stones. Honestly, I love a good stone woman. I love a good stone person. Sounds pretty
fun. Honestly, 73 and going riding down the beach. How fucking sick is that? That's awesome.
So she was last seen around 2 p.m. She was reported missing on the same day when she didn't bring back her neighbour's six-wheeler.
Okay, yeah. And they wouldn't have thought anything bad of her either, so she would have definitely been missing, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they would have thought that.
Because she'd borrowed it before and, you know, she'd returned it when she said she was going to return it.
And also it's hard to get away from a neighbour too. You can't just park it up your driveway. Sorry, carry on.
Not that she would do that.
No.
So her body was later found that same day, Tuesday the 15th.
That same day.
By a local dock worker at Morrison Beach, which is 4 k's south of Punakaiki. Is it Punakaiki? Punakaiki. I don't know.
Wait, so she went all the way from Hokitika up to Punakaiki?
No, she was living in Punakaiki for a year at that point. Her body was later found by a local dock worker at Morrison Beach, which is 4 k's south of Punakaiki, on Wednesday the 16th of January around 12:45.
So was that the same day she went missing? Sorry.
No, that was the next day.
Oh, next day, okay, yeah.
So,
it gets bleak.
Yeah, very bleak. So, when she was found, it was determined she had been raped and stabbed 11 times, specifically to the neck and face, including her eyelids.
Oh.
That
poor woman.
It was later found she had passed away from blood loss after she was grabbed from behind and dragged into Marama grass.
Wait, so So she lived through the stabbings and then died from blood loss. Supposedly, that's what. That's what
this is saying. I'd have to read.
No, don't worry. Don't go back into that.
I don't even have it here.
Yeah.
And attacked with a pocket knife. She was dragged into Maram. She was dragged into Maram grass and attacked with a pocket knife. When the police began the homicide inquiry, they named it Gator after the six-wheeler Maja was using.
Yeah.
Once again, how fucking original.
Oh, like the Operation Tam. Police, you got to come up with better names, man.
They described her death as violent and not by accident.
Yeah, you're far out. What? That's Captain Obvious. Yeah, jeez.
With the information that the public came forward with, they were able to make an arrest.
Sorry, no, that's not funny. It's just the way you're saying it.
I know, I'm struggling to read it. It's been a big day. An inquiry of this type, the information brought forward from the public was crucial.
So the public help with the arrest
was like the crucial part.
Okay.
That made the arrest.
Of course, this is where the public's really good.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's a positive of the situation. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. The police had a suspect who was granted name suppression.
Okay.
This was lifted quickly.
Good. So I'm thinking it was definitely that person that did it.
The 26th of January 2002, within 2 minutes, within 2 minutes, Peter Douglas Carrington, 32, of Oamaru, admitted to murdering Maja in Greymouth High Court.
Wow. In 2 minutes?
Within 2 minutes.
Yeah. Screw that man.
He said he was watching her drive past and followed her to the beach.
Wait, so it was just Maja was a random person to him who he saw drive past.
It's random, like, so she was a random...
But he'd been planning something, but he...
I personally think.
Yeah.
And as you will see while we go through the parole notes...
Yeah.
That, it doesn't seem that random. It's like he didn't plan to kill her specifically.
But it was someone.
But he's got a type.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. He was sentenced to life in prison and was not and would be eligible for parole in 2012.
That's so soon
10
after.
years. Yeah.
Jeez.
It was later discovered that Peter was imprisoned 14 years before this for sexual violation of another elderly woman who was 81 and beating her with a brick in his hometown of Oamaru, and he only served 7 years for this.
Jeez. What a scumbag. Worse than his dirt.
Trash. When asked why he had done this, Peter said he wanted to be someone when he committed his crimes.
He wanted to be someone, so he committed a crime. Or 2 crimes.
Mm-hmm.
Man, you're illogical. It's a trial by trickery. Illogical.
Illogical.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so, where am I? I'm very lost. When he appeared before a parole board in 2017, he is now 49, he said his primary motive was sexual and he used the violence to cover his tracks. I personally do not think he's capable of coming up with a statement himself like that.
Well, I just think he's being a bit fucking stupid, to be honest.
Yeah. He also denied targeting older women and said the attack was random and could have been anyone. The parole board responded, in our view, that only heightens your risk. Wanting to be someone in the moment, he thought he was unstoppable. Now Peter accepts that it is not normal to act like that and says he is living in a fantasy world. He was living in a fantasy world.
Okay.
He attributes his offending to his isolation and the difficulties he has experience getting on with women, also claiming he hated people taking advantage of him and that he ruminated about this. He also admits that he was acting from an urge to exercise control and power. He no longer blames his offending on... They withheld this name, so, as advised by the parole board. So he's blaming he originally blamed someone for his actions.
Even though he said he was guilty with 2 minutes.
So, yes.
Yeah.
So, Peter is classed as a moderate to high risk offence.
Moderate
to high risk of reoffending.
Oh.
He is a long way from release and at the best a work in progress. The board also met with a registered victim who said that Peter should never be released.
No, I agree.
I think he'll reoffend as well.
Yeah.
Peter was found to be under the influence of alcohol and drugs with the first crimes and using marijuana when he committed the murder, but denies having a substance problem.
I guess. Like, you don't have to have a substance problem just because you use it, I guess. Yeah. So that could be the only true thing he said.
Doesn't marijuana chill you out? It doesn't motivate murder. Well, that's what
I was thinking too.
He, appearing before the parole board in November 2015, he was encouraged to undertake psychological counselling. He has now taken part in several psychological treatment sessions, lived in self-care units and worked unsupervised in a timber processing yard. He has no release plan. His parole hearing, September 2019, the board will consider postponing Peter's release for up to 5 years. The 3rd of September, this is still 2019, 3rd of September, the parole board received an application to postpone the hearing. This was declined by Sir Ron Young. Oi, he was in the other case, wasn't he?
I don't remember his name.
He was, Justice Ron Young.
Oh. We could have put the two together, I guess, yeah.
Okay, Ron Young, where am I? Said it was not necessary in the circumstances for them to postpone the parole hearing. Peter is now claiming he suffers from PTSD as a result of seeing his own violent offending.
Oh my God. Oh, I can't with this dude.
In 2021, Peter is working outside the prison wire but was denied parole again as he remains an undue risk. So he was due to appear at the end of October 2022 for his next parole.
So I'm guessing that might have got pushed back because you would have found it.
No, they haven't released it yet.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it has been pushed back.
Oh, okay.
But they haven't gotten through the October parole hearings. They haven't released them yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So
I don't know why, but these two cases, if it honestly hit me, like probably one of the hardest that we've done. I don't know why, but far out.
They're so...
That Mary case and this Mary Donnelly case and this Maya case, sorry. That's... this fucking dude in my case, I can't even remember his name. I'm just PTSD from his own violent act. Oh, I can't. I'm sorry, mate, but
no, you're not. You're not sorry. Fuck you, Peter.
Oh, that's disbelief.
But yeah, I don't know. They've hit different, eh?
Yeah,
it's just it's definitely it's targeted, eh? They've both been targeted in a different way.
And I think it's kind of, it might be even, not good, definitely not good, but the fact that they're shorter and they're different because all our other cases are like 4+ pages long. Yeah. Like you can't really go into depth a bit more, so it's kind of just from one thing to the next. And I think that's what kind of built it up for me. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it was just one thing after the next day.
Yeah.
But we will update you when we have an update about Maya's case, because we obviously want to know what the fuck is going on with Peter.
Yeah.
And
it might be out by the time we release this anyway, so.
As another victim said, he should not be released.
No.
But I am Ayla.
And I'm Andy.
And hopefully we're not this morbid next time, but this was
Sinister Dynasty. We probably will be a true crime podcast.